special MANTHAN. We have today Mr. Rajendranath. He is trained as an engineer, a computer science graduate, and then entered politics. He was Sarpanch for 2 terms before he governed 2019-24, and he served in time of many challenges, during which he set up a lot of industrial projects and was able to ensure the welfare commitments to the government. Today he will speak not about the state finances but about local governance. Panchayat Raj, which every government pays lip service to, is supposed to be the bedrock of Indian democracy. But even since the 92nd and 93rd Amendment in the early 90s, there have been many challenges across states. And today he will speak about local governance. The talk is titled Local Government Through the Looking Glass. Please. You know, MANTHAN is very much a voluntary organization. The emails that you get for many years, perhaps a couple of decades, were sent out by one Mr. Lakshman Rao, who used to work in Gandhi and Gandhi. He tragically passed away a week ago. We just like to remember him for all the work he did, to see that you got your emails giving notices regularly. Good evening, everybody. As always, we will begin the evening's proceedings with the national anthem.
आशीष मांग कहे तब जय गाथा जनगणमंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Yes, sir. My name is Rajendranath. I am the former Minister for Finance, state of Andhra Pradesh. But as I was introduced, I started my political career as a Sarpanch, and my schooling was first to 10th public school Begumpet. PUC was Christian College Madras Higher Secondary School, and then engineering in Ballari. After that, I went back to my native place, my native village, Betamcharla, in Kurnool district, erstwhile Kurnool district and present Nandyal district. And after that, I served as the Sarpanch of Betamcharla for 2 terms, and after a decade of staying there, I became an MLA first in 2014. After that, I got an opportunity to be the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of Andhra Pradesh for about 2.5 years. And then 2019, our party came to power, and I was made the Minister for Finance. I also had 4 years of commercial taxes, skill development, and training. And before I start my speech, request you to, after the 10th in public school, I went to Madras. So somehow Madras, we had more of the das and these than the English of the public school. And after that, went to Ballari, where again English was not normally used as a means of communication. After that, I went back to the village, and as you know, in village life, we rarely get a chance or opportunity to speak in English. And Telugu, our local Rayalaseema dialect, was what we were used to for 20 years after my going back to the village. Therefore, this not so good articulation capacities in English. Either way, I might be switching into Telugu now and then during my address. As we're all aware, because most of the guests here are seniors in various fields, local governance, the need of local governance for a common man, Aam Aadmi, Samanya Manavadu, our day to day connect with the government or requirement with the government is all transportation, water supply, sewerage, electricity, such things which occupy most of our needs. Rarely does anybody go to a Tahsildar office or a police station or any other such government department for their day-to-day requirements. And as we have noticed over a period of time, phenomenal growth in population, phenomenal urbanization has led only to more requirement of the participation of local governments in regular governance. When we go to a brief history of the evolution of local governance, from ancient times where panchayat, ante any small unit that was governed during the times of the kings, even though they might not have been elected, a panchayat, that means a council of about 5 people who look into the day-to-day needs of the governance of that small habitation. Similarly, in police language and revenue language, we also use the word panchanama. So when somebody comes and makes a record of a happening, panchanama, that is 5 people are their local elders who actually do the recording of the happening. So panchayats are present way back, right, in the BCs. After that, then came a century, 2 centuries ago, it started with the British East India Company first making Madras local body, a municipal corporation, and even prior to that, the local needs were actually met by local people. A beautiful explanation of local needs. There is a book called Tanks of South India. So this was written, well-researched document written by one Dr. Rajendranath. So what he says is, more than 50% of the minor irrigation tanks of the present Indian peninsula were actually located in South India, that is the present states of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. They say that every drop of water, rainwater, was captured in some form or the other before it was let into the sea. So the system of tanks, cascading tanks, water, etc., to suit the local public's needs as well as the irrigation needs way back. This was done in such a way, I believe. It's a very beautiful book where it has been recorded very well. It says that this has been done in such a way that the maintenance of the tanks was not taken care of by the kingdom of the king. It was taken care of by the local village, local population. So the tax that was collected from the high-cut was used for the maintenance of the tanks and the canals. And there's one other interesting offtake from that. It says a particular college was established in the present Nellore district, where people were trained to chisel stone, to maintain the bunds, to deweed the bunds, etc. And this was paid for by the local population, where tax was collected locally, not by the king or the kingdom. Subsequently, many years after I read this book, I happened to go on election duty to Nellore. There, I was put in charge of a place called Kovur. Kovur, incidentally, has amongst the biggest population of community called Vaderas. So we can actually take this as this was the place where the Vaderas were trained. So how the community got the name Vadera is, in Telugu, Vadu is the bank. So the maintenance of the Vadu was done by a community who are Vaderas. Now if you notice, in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra Pradesh, everywhere, wherever there is a person by name Vadera, they are actually of Telugu also. So that means Vadera was trained to maintain the tanks. They were trained in a college in Nellore, and subsequently the maintenance of this entire system was actually done by the revenues collected from the Aikar tax. And it also says that when a kingdom was conquered or occupied by one other kingdom, they made sure that nobody disturbed the tax collection or the maintenance of the tanks or the canals by the money that was taken. The first time a disturbance happened was after the British started ruling India. They say that there was a committee that was formed where tanks that are of small capacity, 200 acres and below, are not worth maintaining. Therefore, they were given away as pattas. That is the reason that when you look at certain very fertile lands in villages, they are actually once upon a time tanks which, because of the silting, they become fertile. And a little after that, they say that a place called Ontimetta, I think a lot of you would have, many of you would have visited this famous place Ontimetta where there is a Sri Rama temple in Kadapa district. There I believe there is an inscription which says, what is it that is required to build a good tank? So it says, you need to have 2 hillocks, a gap in between where that you can have a pond constructed economically. You need to have clay soil so that water is retained, and you need to have agricultural land in the towards the front of the tank where the water can be used for agriculture. And the 10th point they say is you need to have a king who actually really cares for the welfare of his subjects. So this whole thing, the reason I am explaining to you in this context is local governance of local systems was there long, long ago. It is just that in the last few centuries, probably the importance that was given